Careful. Careful. Good job.
Met the love of my life, and this is how all these stories start out. But I ended up getting pregnant.
I found out I was pregnant when I was 15 years old, as a sophomore in high school. I was very nervous. I was very scared.
So I didn't know I was pregnant until it was well into the pregnancy. And I was homeless.
I was really scared to tell my mom, because it's just me and my mom that live together. My mom had me when she was very young.
I was always, it seemed at that time, doing exactly what my mom said not to do.
Finally, when she came back, because she left for a couple days after I told her, she came back and she said, "You have to get an abortion. That's the only option there is."
It was a boyfriend-girlfriend situation. I was still getting on my feet. I was about to graduate college. There was so much going on.
Yeah, he was gone. And I had to figure out, okay, so what am I going to do? And I think I knew that I couldn't raise a child. I had nothing. I didn't even have my own place.
So then I was homeless because my mom wouldn't have me back when I was pregnant. I was sleeping on friends' couches.
I had warrants out for his arrest because he tried to kill me, and they couldn't find him. So I was in hiding most of the time. That's why I was homeless.
The bad things can happen. It's not just something you see on TV, it's real.
And so I took a phone book and I closed my eyes and I opened the phone book and just pointed. And that's how I came across CAS.
To me, it's a ministry and it's a passion for the moms who are going through a unplanned pregnancy.
I called, and Doris came that day and met me for breakfast at a Hardee's right up the street from where I was staying. And I explained my situation, and she said, okay.
I was 10 weeks pregnant or 11 weeks pregnant, and they offered to give me a free ultrasound at the pregnancy center. I was like, sure.
They made sure I got to my doctor's appointments, and took me to get on assistance so that I wouldn't have to worry about the doctor bills. And every day I thought, this is what I'm gonna do. This is what I'm gonna do. And during this time, my family had no idea that I was pregnant.
Through the years, I've gained so much by being part of this ministry. I've been able to see women who, despite what society would tell them to as an option for their baby, to abort their baby, they choose life. And it's difficult for them because most of society does not believe adoption is a good choice. They see it as merely giving a baby away, when we choose to tell our moms that it's given to a baby, and that baby then has a good life. And it's being able to put the child's needs above her own heart.
The second I saw it, it wasn't a little ball of cells like my mom had convinced me of. It was a baby. It had fingers and toes and a beating heart and a body that was moving. And when I saw that, that was like instant connection. Like, that's my baby, and I feel like God has made it my purpose now that I'm creating this human. It's not, there was no option after that. I had to go through with the pregnancy.
I decided that it would be in the best interest of my child to place her in a safe home, because I couldn't guarantee she would be safe with me, because he had written letters, made threats, saying he was going to come back and finish what he started, and I couldn't guarantee her safety. So I made the decision to place her in adoption, knowing she would be safe, even if I wasn't.
When you become a mother, when you are an expectant mother, it no longer is just about you. It becomes more about that baby and the future of that child, and more about what's best for my baby.
I know I made the right decision. I know I did. No second thoughts. It was like, from the time I chose till I had her, There was no second thoughts. The family is a beautiful family, and she fits right on in.
Hello.
This is hard.
It is, isn't it?
Macy's coming in.
Or over here?
Biologically having kids, there was just a lot of stress involved with that for us. It wasn't really pleasant to talk about or try to plan for. And then as soon as we thought, well, what would it be like to adopt? There was just a real peace about it.
They were there with me when I gave birth to my daughter. They were holding both my hands on each side, and they were the ones counting with me when I pushed.
It was great. I mean,
And overwhelming and
a lot of emotions.
yeah, and emotional all at the same time.
And it was such an amazing experience to watch them become parents.
Mark got to cut the umbilical cord,
Yeah.
just like most birth dads get to do, and I helped her during her laboring process, and so we got to see Cassidy's first breath, which was really cool.
I feel like I just have a huge extended family now. When we get together, it's not just, like me and them, it's like, but me and my family will come and we celebrate birthdays and the holidays.
I feel our story is unique in the sense of how close we are with Maggie and her family. Getting to see her grow.
I have an open adoption. It's been so amazing to watch her grow and watch all the things that she has. She's got more than I could have ever even dreamed of having to give her. And it's awesome because when you are pregnant and you do have a child, you want it to have everything in the world, but it's nice knowing that she has that in a sense and that I gave it to her in a sense of giving her a better life.
She had goals for herself as well as Cassidy, and to be able to accomplish graduating high school, getting into college, and walking that with us and in Cassidy's lives, as well as her family being a part of that, has been, I think, a big part of our story and something really cool that we get to share with others in hopes of encouraging them to consider open adoption.
She knows that she grew in my tummy, and she's still really young, so she doesn't understand these things yet, but they have pictures of me pregnant in her room, so she knows that she'll grow up knowing that I carried her, and that when she gets older and has more questions, I'll be there to answer every single one of them.
I've found moms that have just been barely making it through life, barely moping, and this happens to them, and it's almost like a wake-up call. And it causes them to reflect on their life and decide that they want to do better with their life.
My life is back on track. A lot of things have happened since then. I was able to keep my job because I was able to go back to school because I had the means to. And I started studying for my master's. So yeah, things are back on track. Slowly getting there, but it's things I wouldn't have been able to do if I would have kept my baby.
I don't even want to think about where I'd be. I was such a wreck. I don't even think I'd be here being able to talk and tell this story right now. It was a really bad place, and they were the biggest savior of, here on earth, that just really relieved me of so much.
Serena is a wonderful, wonderful person, and I've told her all about CAS and what her story is. And I feel like with a lot of the young women here, that our stories are different as far as open and closed adoption, but everything in the middle, the feelings, the sadness, it's all the same.
Grayson's birth mom was there, her family was there, and she and I were standing, and she was looking at me in the eyes, and she handed me her son. And she was like, "Take care of him, here you go." And it was just this moment, and then we both sat in wheelchairs, and they wheeled us down the hall side by side, and we got into separate cars, and we drove away.
You go through grief, and I just want them to know that it's all gonna be okay. Here's a number. Call CAS, talk to someone there, there's options. There are options, and people need to know. Young girls, young men need to know there are options.
If you're experiencing an unplanned, untimely pregnancy and would like information on adoption, our services are free and confidential. We will come to you anywhere in North Carolina without obligation. We are happy to provide information so you can make an informed decision regarding your future and the future of your baby.